I kind of have like the slowly growing feeling that we may be low on plastic parts. Alright everyone, hello and welcome back to another episode on Good Company Freeplay with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to our beautiful, beautiful factory. So, we are back, and we are finally done with this Tetris madness. I'm really happy that we finally got this more or less resolved now in the last episode, but we are far from done with this production line. As you can see, everybody's having issues. There is tons and tons of logistics to sort. Inputs, outputs, all the things in between, all the conveyor belt frenzy, all the input frequencies, output frequencies, retrievals, and everything. So, still a good bunch of things to work on, which we will start taking care of today. That is basically everything that's on the checklist. Just quickly though, before we get started, if you're new around here, if you happen to enjoy this episode, please make sure to smash that subscribe button right down below. That would mean the absolute world to me. We're currently well on our way to 1k subscribers, and every single person truly does help out a ton. With that all out of the way though, let's kind of go checking around what things we need where. Maybe we start out by kind of trying to take care of everything that's actually in this space, and then we'll move on to all the conveyor stuff. So, for a start, what we are very much missing is the battery components, because we are now making quadruple batteries as opposed to, I think it was double batteries before, which means we need more of these, not single cell batteries, I always keep calling them that, battery stacks. And then we also, of course, need to supply our quadruple battery stack, right? Yes, got it right. Quadruple battery stack production. So, that is the first thing for us to take care of. In terms of input, all the materials that we require should be right here. So this shelf should, yes, indeed. So this shelf is kind of intended for making these battery stacks out here. So, as per usual, you could technically kind of just go and connect inputs like this and outputs back like that instead of doing them individually like me. It's just a habit that I've kind of adopted from very early versions of Good Company. That is totally not necessary, but that is the battery stacks. Now, we've got a set of 2 tables here, so we may as well supply these battery stacks to this very shelf for the quadruple battery stacks, and then we've got these puppies right here, which are currently still routed into the big shelving rack where we don't want them anymore. Same thing probably right here, indeed. That we will remove, and instead we will route one set to this and one set to that shelving rack, because we do in the end require them for the quadruple ones. So that is that rerouted. Now this thing seems to be having an issue too, which is kind of weird, honestly speaking. And there is also, why is this now the case? Honestly, is there anything in here that shouldn't be in there? No. It's just another one of those blocked slots that I can use. Okay, we'll have to deal with that. That is what it is, I guess. But for the single cell batteries, that should at least mean that we have assigned things now. So what? We are missing logistics connection on this thing, because of course we don't have the plastic parts stuff just yet. And the plastic parts, it's going to be an interesting one, because we do have a second table now up here, which of course we partially made for the conveyors, but if we have any extra needs for plastic parts, we will also put this into the production right here. We'll have to see just how we do that, and where we pull the plastic parts for these things from. For a start, I think metal is the easy one, right? We know where we pull that one, and the output in the very end is also kind of already defined to be these shelves. Now what we could maybe already consider doing here is emptying up this shelving rack, because this will never ever get used again. Well, in fact, we could kind of throw these into there, and we could probably also consider, based on the inputs, well, it's kind of very evenly distributed in terms of what we need where, so I guess we just, I mean, technically 2 stacks of these are, yeah, okay, so two stacks of battery stacks makes sense. I think plastic parts is a stack of 100, so we just up like the stack size for batteries and metal in the end, and do that across everywhere, basically, and then we can just already kind of go and redistribute these things, like somewhere maybe All these already have some, so we just put them there, I suppose. Cool. That is that part done as well. We can then, well, continue actually emptying this thing up because there's still something in it. Really not sure why that is still in there, but it's like if we could get rid of it, that would be golden. Evidently, we can't. So that's great. Was a bit of a mistake clicking that one because now we've got that slot blocked. At least that maybe explains why some of these slots are blocked and things are kind of weird. What we could do, honestly speaking, I mean, we don't have any other connections going to this thing currently, that at least none that I know of. No. So what we'll literally do is this, and then we just rebuild it, and then the bug should be gone. So there we go with a fresh shelving rack then. So, I mean, technically, what we could already do is assign all these as inputs and assign this as output too. And that way we kind of already see what we really need here, right? Now, these things here, we actually need to clean out that palette. So let's get rid of that cell order. And we will now put the Keith 700Cs in there as a cell order. I'm kind of feeling... yeah, somehow the rules got kind of abandoned on that one, but technically there should be, well, I guess maybe we abandoned that ourselves when we removed the big shelving rack, but I guess we can use some extra space here as well to sell these things off. Depends in the end on how many we're going to make. I think we're probably not going to end up needing 30 slots for them just yet, but we'll see, and worst case, we're already good to go for the future. But you can see here, we do need quadruple battery stacks, so those and those only, we will get routed into that big shelving rack, and that's our first final product nearly done, because now we have to find out about the plastic parts thing. So, for the plastic parts, we are currently delivering to out here, and... well, whatever that is, I'm not sure why we're still delivering out to that. I feel this is like all leftover from something. So that one, we're going to already get rid of. Not quite sure, to be honest. We can maybe just stack these into here. Not quite sure what to do with the rest of them. I think we'll just, you know, throw them in there, hope that somebody goes and picks them up at some point. We've also got integrated circuits, which I feel may still be used somewhere. Like up here, maybe? No? Well, I mean, we've got other productions where those being used at, like this one right here. So I'm sure we can just kind of redistribute that here a bit, and then where do we actually use them? I think on this? Yes. So that's full. Okay. We do also apparently use them right here. And then we still got 4 left. Flippin' 4. My inventory. More inventory is full. Well, we're gonna go and leave all this stuff up here then for the time being and kind of, you know, come back to us at some point. Maybe we can use these for research. I think not, but maybe. We'll see. Anyways, those are stored in there now. You always need some sort of excess resource dump, I guess. But let's go and remove this thing. We don't need it anymore. That can go. What we do have right here then are these. So we use 2 times 4, so 8, obviously. 8 every 0.6 days. We are making 10 every 0.4 days. Okay, so we've got some ample amounts left here. We are also, though, using these here. So that means we are going up to... this is advanced, right? Yeah, so we are going up to 12 every 0.6 days. And we also actually technically have... meh. Am I tripping? 2, 4, 6. Am I not missing 2 tables still? I think we had discovered that last time, but never really did anything about it, right? Could that be the case? Kind of feel like it is the case, to be honest. I'm also seeing some inherent issues with the setup on these conveyor belts, to be honest. Okay. That is worrying, to say the least. Okay, I think we are missing some battery tables, evidently, because this one here is not supplied at all. The thing with this one being... I mean, these are only 4 a day, but we've got like 4, 8, 12, 16 a day? Which, I mean, like, how many of these are we using up there? Where are we using them for a start? Here. Using 10. 10 every 0.6. That's good. I kind of have like the slowly growing feeling that we may be low on plastic parts. Like I'm trying to think right now, right? We do, I mean, basically, if we distribute all things like this, that means that here we've got 4, we've got, I think we said 12, right, with these. So we've got 12 every 0.6 days. We're making 10 every 0.4, so that means every 0.6 we're making 15. So you've got an overhead of 3 every 0.6 days. Now here, we're using 4 every day. So we definitely have enough for this one. We don't have enough for the rest. Which means all the rest we would need to feed from this one. So... given that we're making 10... oh wait, we're making 10 every 0.4. Yeah, we're using... no, okay, so that's fine. But we're making 10 every 0.4. We're using 10 every 0.6. I mean, there's literally like 5 left here. We don't have enough plastic parts, do we? We literally have a surplus of 5 plastic parts every 0.6 days. Correct? Yes. 5 plastic parts every 0.6 days, and we do need, well, 12 every day. Which is not going to be doable. I mean, we're going to be close. It's going to be like 9 point something, I guess. Roundabout. But yeah. That's kind of annoying. I feel like we may need another one. But the thing is, we don't really have any space. Space is really the constraining factor here. What we can do for a start, let's for a start kind of push the thing aside, that the plastic parts topic. We'll pretend like that never existed and just feel happy about ourselves. What we need, one way or another, is 2 chemistry tables like this, right? So this should still be possible because we're not really blocking anything here. Luckily, at least to that, we do seem to have the space. And then we can make battery stacks right there and right there. Now that lets us end up with 4. Well, with the resources for 4 quadruple battery stacks, right? 1 set, 2 sets, 3 sets, and there's the 4th set, because if you look here, we do need 2 every table. That said, no. These we're making in 0.6 days. These we're making in 1 day. So why I thought that, I've got no clue. Okay, scratch that. We're good. Oh, you know, you gotta have the positive revelations even after it comes. Even if it comes after a bit of a brain fart, I guess. So we can sideline that. We should have enough for the battery stuff. The question being kind of also how we want to make that overlap happen. I guess the only thing, like the only way that we can arrange this so we don't have any shortages in battery stacks anywhere is that we connect everything to anything. So that's kind of, well, not this, of course, but that kind of chaos system, I feel, is like the only way to ensure that in the end, we do have enough everywhere. Or we could just kind of connect this thing to everything and have everything else kind of be delivered to individually, which could in the end cause shortages again, but would maybe make our logistics a little less messy. I think we will maybe try it like this. This table right here is going to receive battery stacks from everywhere, which kind of implies that we actually... Nope, we've got all 3 connected. So this one's going to receive battery stacks from everywhere, and the other tables are only going to receive from their kind of associated stack the battery stacks, and then we kind of see how that one works out for us in the end, I guess. But this thing up here, we will definitely kind of have to, you know, get another worker, get more plastic parts going. I would like to avoid it very, very much, I promise. But it's like, honestly, if we cheap out on that now and we kind of run out of plastic parts in the very end, where in the world is the sense in that really blocking all our production? So I guess we'll have to make things work like that. And then, I mean, we will definitely have ample surplus in plastic parts. We can supply all of these quadruple battery stack tables with the plastic parts like that. Should be all of them supplied, right? I do still see an exclamation mark here, but that's, oh yeah, right, this one we actually even also already have supplied by that workbench, so that's fine. Maybe we just do a cut over so this one doesn't have that much of an overload, given that up here we'll have an insane amount of overcapacity anyways. Then, we do need the metal right here. And we will put the quadruple battery stacks right there. And that is now the first product finally properly logistically set up. So I'm quite happy about that. I hope you all are as well. Plastic parts done. Batteries done. That's good. We will head on. I mean, this conveyor mess, I don't really know what I did there. We'll have to solve that after the fact. I think for now we focus on the logistics at hand here. So, right here, you can see that apparently we've already defined kind of the beeper outputs. What is missing right here is the circuit boards, and it is also missing right there. The weird thing is that that one's not giving me an exclamation mark. For the circuit boards, we do not have the production set up currently. And I'm not really sure that we had any plans in mind regarding this, to be honest. I mean, if we go out of logistics mode here for a second and look up it, we do technically have a circuit board production right here. But I don't see any way in the world. Well, I mean, maybe I do see some way in the world to extract that, to be honest. But it would be like through some weird system, and probably require a courier in the middle of things, and I don't know. I mean, in the end, does that make that much more sense than just setting up a new machine? The question is, can we set up a new machine here? I'm kind of doubting it slightly. I would really like to make it a machine. I don't know, I can make it a table, right? We can make it a table, and that table could just produce enough for us. And no worries ever after, but like, it's kind of tough. I mean, you know, we could supply this machine just by what we could do. But in the end, I'm kind of worried that, honestly, it will come back to be a big issue for us when we try and make a good calculator down here. Or we could technically set this thing up right here, right, and have, like, the storage segment, like, right here, and have somebody from this zone supply it. Let's just do that. We'll give it a try, and we'll hope. We will just dearly, dearly hope that this will never, ever be an issue for us. We all know that it will be. We all know that it will eventually come and absolutely mess us up because we don't have enough space up here. But for the time being, let's all pray and hope that it works out for us, and we'll just construct things like that and see what happens. Okay? So, we pull things out right there. We also absolutely block any sort of access to up here. Cool. How do we solve that now? Yeah. May have just found the issue with that stuff. Kind of just blocked all this in, didn't we? Which makes sense. I mean, we were out of space, but like, the thing is, even if I, like, people can move around here, evidently, but they can't move around here. And even if I move this thing one over, we'll have to connect this conveyor eventually, which kind of means that it doesn't really do anything for us. So, how can we make that work? Can we make that work? Maybe by setting up, like, this entire thing in that zone. Even like that, we would block things. How am I even doing Tetris in my main building as well now? How did this happen, everyone? Okay, I think before we go and over Tetris ourselves here again, and everything gets just even way more complicated, let's just do the pragmatic approach. We do need one circuit board every 0.6 days. So what we will do, and what is like literally the only solution that will keep me sane at this point, is we'll build a chemistry table. We'll build that across here to not block anyone in. We will give this guy a little corner shelf. Just like that. Maybe not like that. Maybe more like this. And we will literally just make circuit boards with a person. We will make 5 every 0.6 days, so we'll supply all these tables happily, without the need for 50 bajillion conveyors and even more insanity on my side. Alright, can we all agree on that? I hope so. Please don't scream inefficiency at me. Oh god, okay, let's do things like that. I think that's honestly just the easiest solution at this point. We'll have our circuit boards, we'll distribute them across all that, and we will be happy ever after. So, that is those flowing in for us, which means that we can then connect those to the advanced electronics workbenches. We also already have all this stuff, which we can then also connect, not collect. We can connect through the electronic parts, and we will, oopsies, have our outputs right here, which are going to be the stereo speakers, which are going to go into there. And that's another thing resolved, another crisis averted, and everyone's happy ever after. And, you know, one more person on this planet gets a beautiful, beautiful job. So, that is that. Done. What else do we need? This is conveyor belt stuff, and that is conveyor belt stuff. So, I suppose all the logistics of the things actually being produced in this zone we have now checked off. So, I think it's a good point to call this one, honestly, and we will come back in the next episode, somehow resolve the mess that I left here at the initial inputs, hopefully without too much of a casualty in the form of brain cells on my side, and then we will go and make sure to align all these pickup sequences and everything, make sure that everything runs through and smoothly. We'll go and get the workers employed right here, have the like micro logistics of this place set up, and then we will hopefully be good to go and actually spool up the production lines. So very much looking forward to that for today. We're going to end it off right here. I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and you all enjoyed me having a little bit of a despair moment right there. And, well, if you did, make sure to hit that like button right down below. That does always help out a ton with the algorithm. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as smashing that bell icon in order to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. But with all that out of the way then, as usual everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next episode very, very soon. Ciao.